Okay,
Word.
so Black Widow.
All
I've not
right.
I've not seen Black Widow yet. Um, I didn't get a chance to catch it in the theaters just because of work schedule and
Right.
honestly my general interest for it wasn't all that high, and I'm not paying $30. I'm not paying $30 to watch it on Disney Plus. Like they smoking if they think I'm doing that. But overall, you went to see it in the theaters.
I did. I
Uh,
did.
and yeah, let's break down Black Widow here, real
All
quick.
right, here we go, man. I can understand the feeling you didn't want extra with the Disney Plus video on demand $30 requirement. So, all right, so Black Widow. First started watching this film, I was actually looking for, I'm a big fan of the grounded MCU heroes, the Captain America style films, the Captain America, Falcon, Winter Soldier. I like those characters who are less fantastical, a little bit more realistic. So I was okay. Black Widow, she kicks ass, she takes names. I'm all down for it. First time watching this film, first thing that hit my head was this was too late, and and it's not the film's fault. It's not Disney's fault. You know, they didn't know this would be a pandemic era, but this film definitely was way mistimed, way too late, and didn't push the story forward enough to warrant a must-see status. Um, so let me just break down the whole premise of this whole film. The premise of this film is essentially that there is a price to pay when you make it in life. There is a price to
Oh
pay when you
shit.
make it big. This, and I'm not sure if anyone's seen this, but with Black Widow, Natasha, when she joined the Avengers, we knew that there was an event in Budapest. You know what I'm saying? We knew there was an event in Budapest. This dwelled more into that event with Hawkeye. And what we didn't know was in order to join S.H.I.E.L.D. and to show her alliance, she had to get rid of the man behind the curtain, the big boss behind the whole Black Widow program. And in order to do that, she had to get close to, she basically had to get like an informant. And that was, she used his daughter to get close to him. So there's a situation where she was supposed to make a bomb explode with the boss of the Black Widow program. I forgot his name. The Russian, we'll just call him the Russian head. And his daughter was there, and it was a perfect opportunity for her to take him out. But she knew that the daughter was going to die in the process. She took the shot anyway, blew up the CEO, blew up the Russian head and his daughter, and said everything's, he's terminated. She took her as collateral
Whoa.
damage.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
I'm not bullshitting you, dog. She pulled the trigger on her ass.
Oh shit! This is a Disney movie.
This is a
Whoa!
Disney movie. Yes. I know, man. And here's the thing. She thought that the head of the Black Widow program, the Russian head, that he died. So she figured, okay, cool. She joined Shield. Everything goes fine. The first Avengers movie happens. Guess what? She becomes an Avenger. She saves the world. And now we get to the point in Civil War where she turned on Tony and the Registration Act, and now she's on. Well, guess what? Guess who's waiting to get her ass at at the time? The Russian head. He still lived. He survived the explosion, and now he has a new program, and he's after Natasha's ass because Natasha, she took that shot to get into the Avengers. She attained a level of success, and she didn't tell anybody about what she did to get the clear to join Shield. So she was untouchable when she was with the Avengers. They explained in the movie, why hasn't anyone tried to get me? It's in the name of the group. If they take you out, the big sky god is going to come after them, or the big green hulking giant. So she was protected when she was in Avengers. Once that
Okay.
protection was gone, Guess what? All of the skeletons in your closet comes running out, man. Like people trying to cash in the money in the bank case on your ass.
Shit, bro. Hey, as you saying that, I'm just picturing I'm picturing Seth Rollins running down that big ass ramp at WrestleMania.
Right. Oh shit. Exactly, man. So that was basically the theme of the film. That your past can catch up to you and you think you're in the clear when life kicks you down, all the shit that you did can come right back to you and bite you in the ass. So
Oh man, that's
yeah,
that's some
man.
that's some good shit right there, man. The money in the bank.
Like Kane the Conqueror was waiting for someone to snuff his best variant. This guy was waiting for her to get kicked out. He was like, I can't wait for this bitch to get kicked out of Avengers. Like,
Oh man.
yeah, man. So as soon as that happened, it was game on. So the Black Widow program got updated. Instead of just normal brainwashing, instead of just normal, psychological manipulation, they now have physical manipulation. There's this, I don't know, there's some damn kind of vial, there's some kind of liquid that they use. There's some kind of thing they physically can do to take over your body. So you can listen direct. It's like the Winter Soldier program without any kind of trigger words per se. So one of the widows goes rogue, finds a cure for this mind control, and is able to break free one of the vials and frees Black Widow's sister. In the beginning of the movie, Black Widow grew up in America for a few years with an undercover family with spies, which you get Dan Harbor as the Red Guardian, right? Rachel Weisz as the mother, and her younger sister, who turned out to be Florence Pugh from the Midsummer movie. So they were in Ohio. They stole something secret, and they escape. And then they give the secret evidence, whatever, to the family breaks up. There's a little bit of a message of child trafficking and human trafficking in the beginning. They play this really slow, smells like Teen Spirit, horrible rendition. And there's a montage of girls and being kidnapped and
No.
abducted,
No,
and
no.
yeah,
No.
all that. So yeah,
To that
man.
soundtrack?
Yeah, man. It was a female rendition. It was of "Smells Like Teen Spirit." It was just a
That's
montage
rough.
of. It was rough. It went on forever. I'm like, when's this shit's gonna like? It,
So does that kind of my bad,
go
not
ahead, go
to
ahead.
so does that kind of like montage, is that, because I mean I'm sure that it's meant to be there to invoke a feeling, to make you uncomfortable, to make you feel a certain type of way towards the bad guys who are never going to get caught, right? And I know just kind of by reading some things online and on the timeline that there's an element of that as well, that there are some bad guys here that were not brought to be made accountable for their actions. Um, with that kind of montage, was it effective, or was it was it effective? Is what I'm gonna say.
Was it effective? No, and simply because it was drawn too long.
Okay,
First, it was way. I think it was like 2 minutes or some change. You could accomplish that in 45 1 minute rendition, and we got the idea. We got the idea that yes, he was adopting girls. Yes, he was putting them through training. Yes, he was brainwashing them. Yes, he was training them to fire to become the top elite assassins in the world. We got them. We didn't need to see 3 minutes of them getting abducted and the girls crying and all this and that. And the song choice, honestly, if they would have swapped the song out to something a little bit more orchestrated, something a little bit more boom, like for emotional impact, it might have been okay. But it was just way. It was one of the most worst. It was one of the worst renditions of that damn song, man. It was a bad cover, so it failed.
mm.
It failed, and I actually want to put you to sleep a little bit. It didn't seem like a Marvel movie. I would say the first act broke the formula. It did not feel like a Marvel Studios production. It felt like they were going for like a Jason Bourne, slow paced spy kind of thriller type deal. So yeah, man, it was not effective. So I mean, basically, Black Widow's sister, she gets cured. She gets the vials. She killed the person who made the vial. And so she ships the vials to Black Widow in order for her to take the technology, take the vials to Tony Stark or Bruce, and for them to replicate it to free the other Widow. So Black Widow's sister, it was not a real sister, but I guess her adopted sister, broke free from the program. So they track Black Widow in the countryside. She's on the run from Thunderbolt Ross. And Taskmaster, we get a first encounter with Taskmaster going after her for the vials. She escapes, goes back to Budapest. It's basically after that, after she gets some fight scenes with them, and then it goes back and a little bit into the Marvel. Taskmaster's on them along with some other Black Widow soldiers. They escape Budapest. They go to Russia and rescue their their fake father, who was the Red Guardian. They break him out of prison. Now it seems like a Marvel movie. Now you get the jokes. Now you get the the kind of the family quibbing, the one-liners and all that. Now it's pretty much standard formula. They reunite with the mom, and they have a heart-to-heart, like, we were fake, and this is real. And there's some jokes about where are the Avengers? Like, they're not your real family. Like, where are they now? Where are they now? Like, you're a failure, Natasha. Yeah.
Now that seems just a little bit uneven.
Mm-hmm. It was. It did seem a little bit uneven. Yeah. It did, man. And basically the finale is they go up to it's a big sky dome. Oh, I forgot. It's like a shield helicarrier, but more structured like a skyscraper. It's like a damn sky city. And they go there. They do a plan. They're able to free the Black Widow and escape. No one dies. No one gets hurt. Taskmaster is revealed to be the Russian head's daughter. She survived all along. And she has the super suit to mimic other people. The fight, honestly, Taskmaster didn't even really have any good fight, to be honest with you.
Wait. So the suit is what allows Taskmaster to mimic the fighting abilities. It's not So it's not like the photographic memory that the comic book version of the Taskmaster actually has then, right?
No, she studies their movements and the visors and shit, and is able to help with the movements, whatever. So it's not a superpower. It's mostly technological based and training.
Okay, I mean that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the comic book version. A Taskmaster just seems, it's to me. It just seems like super interesting that the Taskmaster, excuse me, is a regular human being, no superpowers, none of that, but has a photographic memory to be able to mimic the abilities of other people. Like, to me, that seems kind of cool. But for practical reasons, I guess it makes sense why you can't do that, at least specifically if you're trying to make it more grounded and real. But I'm just nitpicking. I'm just nitpicking. But it would have been cool to see Taskmaster get a different kind of light. But I'm not mad at that kind of reveal based off of the way that you said it was presented. But it does just seem to me to be a little bit uneven. Like, I don't know what the balance is and what they were trying to pull off here. You know what I'm saying? Between trying to make a statement and make a movie.
Yeah. It was definitely a multitude of them trying to make and then trying to make a movie, because Black Widow was trying to, I guess, she was trying to redeem herself for her actions of blowing up the girl. And when it was revealed that it was the daughter, the daughter was controlled with the vials. So she was controlled as well. So when she cured her in the end with one of the spare vials, she was like, Taskmaster was like, "Is it over? Is he dead?" And Black Widow's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, thank God it's over." And it's like, no, that's not how it should work. She should still want to get up and whoop your ass because you blew her up.
Yeah.
The forgiveness was forced. It was like, what the fuck? Like, no one would react like that if someone blew you up and left you for dead. Nobody would act like that. So Black Widow was forgiven way. Natasha was forgiven too easy for that. Honestly, this is Winter Soldier Light. It borrows a lot of the same plot points. Taskmaster was honestly great value cap. The best fight scenes Taskmaster had involved the Shield. Didn't really get into the different fighting styles of Black Panther or Spider-Man or, shot some arrows like Hawk. Honestly, the fight scenes as Taskmaster was basically Cap with the
So
Shield.
so I guess this will be my question then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think fuck it, I'll just have to ask you this question now.
Go ahead, man.
Based off of the way that we know that character's arc ended, with Natasha ultimately ending up dying on Morad in Endgame. Do you think that, kind of like you were saying, consequences here? Do you think that this movie endeared or opened up that character to where you kind of feel like the way that she went out was kind of deserved, or was, is that something that you were thinking about as you were watching this movie here, or was it even hinted? Was her ultimate fate even like hinted at throughout the course of this movie?
No. And the only reason why I say this is because all was forgiven. She saved the day. She saved the other widows. Well, she basically saved the widows that were training I lift, and then they were going to make a serum to rescue the other widows around the world. So it was never shown that she had like guilt still after the movie or after the ending, right?
Okay.
If Taskmaster didn't forgive her and she still had that feeling of like, damn, like I still have a lot of blood on my hand, then we could be like, well, now I can see the connection. So that correlation should have been bridged in this movie, and I thought they were going to show why she made that decision, and it was teased but poorly executed in my idea. In my feeling, I feel like it was definitely it wasn't there, man. I think they could have gotten there with a couple more rewrites and a little bit more focus on the cost that it took for her to become an Avenger, and then the cost of that coming back of like, well, I have to still undo everything I've done. Red Guardian says, in a kind of like a funny family moment, like, he told Yolanda, who prominent child assassins in the world, and you, Natasha, you've killed so many people, so many people. You became an Avenger. You guys have so much blood on your hands. There are moments where it can allude to like she can't undo every bad thing she's done, but they don't really dwell too much on that. So I think it was a missed opportunity.
So, and I mean, I know the plan wasn't to spend this much time on this one particular movie, but
Uh,
it does just kind of give me an interesting thought here. I mean, I understand that the portrayal of the character was excellent by the actress. I understand that, we got to see a character arc for a side character play out throughout 4, 5 other movies to establish her and her background and personality and everything like that. But is this character, let's separate the actress and the portrayal, is the character of Black Widow likable? If you think about what this character is here to do, you think about what the motivations are, what she's capable of, and the things that it's implied that she's already done. Is this someone who's actually likable?
Jeez, is this a character who's likable?
Right.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
because for me, my bad, brother, my bad. Go ahead,
Go
go
ahead, man.
ahead,
No,
bro.
no, go ahead, dude. I'm at a loss of words to be honest with you. I'm still
Because
thinking.
because that's kind of where we come back to here. And like you were saying, if this is the movie that's telling that's meant to, if the lesson in all this is that there are consequences, and that when you're vulnerable, the things that you did in the past are coming back to get you. I guess that the ultimate, um I guess that the way to resolve that, or the way to kind of curb that, is to not do the things that you did before. You don't have skeletons in your closet unless you open the closet and put the skeletons in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Skeleton,
right.
the skeletons in your closet don't just magically appear. You had to put them motherfuckers in there. So you were already the type of person who had the capacity to be a bad person before becoming a good person. So whether or not you're likable in all of that ends up becoming a different conversation, though. But overall, what's your rating? I feel like we're going to revisit this conversation at some point in time.
Right, right. Especially when you watch it yourself, because you're gonna have your own insights about it. This was honestly Winter Soldier Light because it borrowed a lot of aspects. You have a finale that took place in a flying fortress, same as
Mhm.
Winter Soldier. The main characters running from the authorities. Um, you have a brainwashed mercenary after the main character, Taskmaster, which the equivalent would be Bucky. You have a character, Black Widow, saying "snap out of it. This is not you," etc. Same similar way that Cap Steve was to Bucky. Um, and you had the same mask fake out. Remember the little cyber mask fake out from the Winter Soldier?
Mhm.
Had the same thing in the Flying Fortress for this movie. It was a Rachel Weisz and uh, character, and Natasha swapped, costumes and did the face swap to sneak in. Will do make their plan happen in the Flying Fortress. So it borrows a lot from the Winter Soldier. This is a Winter Soldier is like a 9 out of 10. This would be a 7. This would be like a 7. It's standard. It's a one-time view. You don't really just twice. Florence Pugh nailed this movie. She is pretty much the introduction of the swap of Black Widow. This is your Black Widow for the future. Her sister is basically being uplifted. This was basically Black Widow passing the
Mhm.
torch to her sister to take over her for the next 10 years in the Marvel movie. So
Mhm.
we get a little bit of a post-credit scene of Madam Hydra from Falcon and Soldier talking to Yolanda, Black Widow's sister, and essentially saying, "This is the man who set your sister for her death." And it's a picture of Hawkeye. So we basically get an allude to Yolanda showing up in Hawkeye's Disney Plus series in November.
Okay.
So this
Well.
is a 7 out of 10. You're not missing out on too much. It's a standard spy action movie. I thought the finale with them falling from the fortress fighting was cool. Um, Black Widow, there's some cool visuals. I thought Black Widow, she didn't really. Her sister was catching bodies. Her sister was killing. Her sister was killing people in this movie, man. I mean, I was like, God damn, she's the one that got the got out of jail free card. And
Oh man.
she,
Oh yeah. So
yeah,
so
yeah.
so why is she wearing white in this movie? Like,
Oh, the white suits is just is basically they're going to Russian. They're basically going to the whole Russian prison complex, and it's a snowy environment, so you could say basically it's like camouflage.
all right, fair enough, fair enough. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
seven
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 out
out
of
of
ten.
ten.
7
Okay.
out of 10. Yeah, you're not missing. Average film, not the worst, not the best. It's not the Me Too movie that people were proclaiming it to be. I had a coworker come up to me and say, "Did you hear about Black Widow? It's the Me Too movie." I was like, Not really, but it was just it failed to really tell a message. You know, it was trying to showcase that girls are abducted and are, you know, acceptable to human trafficking. That was
That's
really
right.
that was really it. There's no me too
Yeah.
in that.
Oh man, there's some discomfort that comes with that, but
Yeah.
you know.
7 out of 10. Yep.